The YouTube card community has a relatively new channel where snappy pop culture references roll off the tongue like a Three's Company innuendo, where body hair is lauded with its own mountain, where low maturity level is not only tolerated, it's pursued. It's called MAC Waxx Stacks. What does that even mean? Well, we're about to find out. Please welcome BK to the Collector's Chat.
Hello.
Finally, BK has made it to the Collector's Chat room. So fired up to be here, Rob. Can't believe Hugo beat me there, but I mean, the guy's kind of becoming a star, so I guess I'm running down the ranks.
Well, we had to wait till you revealed your face on your own channel before we brought you onto my Collector's Chat. But it's great to meet you, actually interface in virtual reality, so to speak. So
shake your hand there. Give me a nice firm shake. All right. Don't be the guy that grabs the fronts of your fingers like that guy. Shake that guy's hand.
Okay. I don't know if you've seen my other Collector's Chats. I believe you have. But you know, we're all about starting off with a fun little game. Okay. Yeah. So I've chosen a word at random. It's used in everyday conversation. Say the secret word, and this little duck comes down and reveals the secret word. And if you say the secret word, this will be yours. Come and knock on my door.
Come and knock on my door. Take a step that is new.
Company to
no way.
An unopened, sealed Three's Company wax pack.
All right, I'm starting now. Bird, bees, dog, cat, fish. Boats, cars. Can I just reel them off for 5 minutes and see if I knock it up?
Yet, but I do have one favor to ask you, BK.
Yes.
If you could just avert your eyes, and I'm going to show the audience the secret word.
Okay.
Here it is.
A secret word is fun. You must say it 13 times.
Okay, BK.
Wow, what a test. Has everybody gotten it so far? Has everybody gotten the secret word so far?
Yes, we're 3 for 3. We're batting 1,000, but no pressure. No pressure.
That's a lot of pressure.
If you don't get it, I just get to keep the wax pack.
I know.
For collection. So hey.
Well, how about this? For our first time on Collector's Chat, I've got a secret word for you.
Take a look
now,
at this.
You might recognize this guy here. Mean Gene Okerlund, a Minnesota native.
Sure do.
And I'm going to have you avert your eyes, because if you get the Collector's Chat, I'm going to have you. Then you'll get something yourself. I'm returning the favor.
Here we go.
All right. The secret word is
gopher.
This. Okay. Mean Gene's going to pop up if you hit that word, Rob. So I'm just turning the tables on you. That's what I do.
I can tell we're already for a different excitement here than I've had before on this chat. Jabroni? Is that the
you jabroni.
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Yeah. All right.
So what's up? What's going on?
Well, hey, the world wants to know why MAC Waxx Stacks. Why?
Well, obviously it's not phonetically pleasing, so that I wasn't doing something that's easy to say, because some people call it Max. They call me MAC Waxx Stacks.
That's me.
So I wanted to play on words. So when I originally did this, a little background, I have ties to the Mid-American Conference, which is known as the MAC. And I collect cards of people associated with the MAC. And I don't know, I just thought MAC Waxx, Junk Wax, MAC Waxx, added an extra X just in case. You never know, there might be another channel out there. And then stacks of cards, because I'm just stacking them up. You see, I'm stacking them up, putting them on walls. I'm doing everything. So that's where the name came from. And it's kind of blown up from there. So it's been fun.
And BK, are you an original? Do you know of any other channels in the YouTube universe that actually do any type of Mac content? Or
well, if they are, I'm sure nobody's ever heard of them, because it's not the fan base isn't exactly like that of the NFL or of the MLB. So I know a couple of people that do collect certain teams or players from the league, but no, nobody else that I know. That's kind of, I like to want to corner the market on that, and
exactly. You
bring all the tens of viewers of people who are interested in Mac content into my world.
Exactly. Not only physically, but originality. You stand out in a crowd, don't you?
That I do, and I've always been kind of ducked down. As a tall guy, you're used to sticking out, so you kind of duck and shrink yourself down and try to keep yourself low. And but same thing on YouTube here, apparently, with all the number of followers that I have. So
that's right. Well, while we're streaming, we're all the same height, I think. So yeah, because not too many people can post up Caitlin Clark like myself. So,
please put that picture up, because you look like. Now you know what? Actually, I have that. Let me just look at that, because I do have that picture, because I put it in my last video. I just want to do a quick critique of your post skills. Just okay, so there were two pictures you sent. The one you're raising the arm. Now, what I'd like to see was your base spread a little bit more. That way you can use your butt. Okay, that's the way you can. That's your best best weapon. Yeah, best weapon. So then spread your body out. Just be as big as you can. Don't stand straight up, Rob. Next time you post Caitlin Clark up, just make sure you take those tips.
Well, just full disclosure, I never played organized basketball in my life. So
okay.
What I pick up, I think I was from watching The White Shadow and growing up. So that was
one-on-one with Robbie Benson.
Watching Coolidge, I think. You familiar with The White Shadow, Brent?
A little bit. That's been one that I've wanted to go back to, because I grew up. I'm a little bit younger than you, so I was early, like mid '80s is when I was starting to watch that kind of stuff, Hoosiers and stuff like that. But I'm a fan of all media, basketball, movies, TV shows, because I like to see how corny it is, because it's really, a lot of those are just so corny. The basketball is so bad, and I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. What is that? What is that series that was on Netflix they featured the was it Division?
The junior college, right?
Junior college, and it was East LA College, I believe. Did you catch any of that?
I think I watched a couple of episodes, just curious as to what it was.
Right.
And junior college is a different world when it comes to basketball. So it's guys just coming from all over the place, and they're there a short amount of time. They're all trying to get somewhere. A lot of them try to get grades and trying to get show them that they're playing against better competition. And you just, the personalities. That's the one thing I love about basketball is people come from all over, and the personalities and backgrounds are so different that you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, it's well done. I would encourage anyone out there that hasn't caught it, and I'll put the name up later. It escapes me, but just well directed. Just even if you're not a basketball fan, it was just a good watch. And yeah, to your point, BK, I think a lot of those players were a little bit older too, weren't they? Like in their maybe 22, 23. So
some of them, some guys will go to a college, then go to a junior college, so then they can go to another college, and people just skipping around trying to make their dreams work,
Right.
But,
so BK, you grew up in Nebraska?
I did. Yeah, small town in Nebraska. It's funny it's so on brand for Nebraska people that when I first got on YouTube, the first couple of people who reached out to me, they heard a hint that I might have said that I was from Nebraska, and it was Vintage Card Steve and Drew from Clean Cheap Shots. And that's what Nebraska guys do. You're looking around, you're in a big crowd, and you see one person with an N on their hat, and you give them the look and you go Big Red. And the next thing you know, everybody, oh, yeah, but Husker fan, you're a Husker. Where are you from? What, it's really funny. But yes, small town in Nebraska, and it was fun growing up there.
Clean Cheap Shots, Vintage Card Steve, they're all great guys. And I'll throw you in the mix too, BK. What a great trifecta. There may be more Nebraskans that I don't even know about, but something in the water in Nebraska, I tell you, it's good.
It's called kindness. A firm handshake and a kind person.
Have you met those two, Steve and Drew, in person yet? Or?
No, I haven't met anybody here on this YouTube card community in person yet. I'm looking forward to it at some point. It'll be fun. I get jealous when all you guys meet up down in Florida. Apparently, I just have to vacation in Florida.
That's right.
And go meet everybody. But
right, that's another hotbed of YouTubers is Florida. So
sure.
you're in Ohio now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I am. I'm in Bowling Green, Ohio, which is where I went to school. BGSU, go Falcons! Woo!
Woo-hoo.
And
we'll play the fight song. Overlap it during that.
Yeah. Send that to you. There we go.
Hey, so the Cleveland, the Nationals in Cleveland this year, can't be too far. Are you going to go to that, or?
I think I'm going to try it. Yeah, I'm trying to work out at least one day. I think one of my Nebraska buddies might come out, and we might just go head out there and check it out. And I'll be going basically just to say hello to people. Maybe I'll get some Mount Stashmore shirts made up or something, and so people will know who I am. But
the ice, then you'll meet tons of YouTubers.
That'll be fun. Yeah, it's just for that, and that's why. And I think you're the same way. Is why I started this channel was to connect with people and to, because I've loved this hobby for a long time. I took a break from it when I was stopping buying cards so I could put gas in my car so I could drag Maine and go maybe find some girls. That was the gap in my card collecting, and then. But I've always loved it, so just finding that commonality with somebody who loves it as well, and I've been having a blast with it so far.
Excellent. So BK, take us through your collecting timeline. I assume you started as a kid, like most of us, and been trying to. I have a pretty good memory for nostalgic stuff, and I think my very first pack of cards was a 1989-90 Fleer basketball pack. And I think my dad got me 2 or 3 packs of those. And it's not a hard, nothing from 80, from that time frame was a really particularly hard thing to find. But I remember just going through them, just reading about guys. Because, back then, obviously, newspapers, maybe once a day you get the stats from Sports Center or something, and they'd only show 3 or 4 guys on the screen, the guys that had the highest points. But I loved looking at stats and what guys were doing and where they were from, and I was just reading all the stuff on the back of the cards and really learning about these guys and taking it all in. And then it jumped into baseball. I think 89 and 90 Topps baseball were kind of where I was just buying tons of packs. There's I don't know if you have those in Minnesota, but Ben Franklin, do you have those stores? Oh yeah, we had Ben Franklin's.
Yeah,
where I get my candy and
the dime store.
Right.
They had, and I was going there to get my toys when I was younger, and then getting all the candy. They had all the crazy fun candy, and then they started getting cards, and I'd be rolling by on my bike. Is Ben Franklin's open yet? So I could go in there and get some cards, like I was,
Yeah, it must be a Midwest thing. Unless, I don't know if they would have them on the East or West Coast, but that was good times. In Nebraska, you're buying baseball cards at Ben Franklin. Was there like a particular team that if you got or a player, you'd go, oh wow, I like it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I grew up in Western Nebraska, and talk about in the middle of nowhere, and we didn't have any pro teams in Nebraska. Nonetheless, but the guys who were in Omaha, Lincoln, in Eastern Nebraska, they were all Kansas City fans. There were a lot of Cubs fans because they got WGN back then, and started to get some Braves fans as soon as TBS started bringing those games to them. We got the Braves fans and Braves TV. We didn't get WGN, so I didn't really gravitate towards anybody. I was actually closer to Denver. so we had the Nuggets and the Broncos, obviously, but they didn't have the Avalanche and didn't have the Rockies until I got older. So I was kind of the guys who I was fascinated by the Bo Jacksons and Ken Griffey Juniors and Jordan, of course. But then, yeah, so that was kind of, I was just pulling because I just wanted to see the cards. It didn't matter. I just wanted new guys to be introduced to me, really.
It's a good place to be. You're kind of like a free agent. You get, like a Bo Jackson. I mean, Ken Griffey. Who wouldn't love just to watch them? And you didn't have to hate them because they weren't like on the team that your rival. So
right, exactly. I didn't really have much unless there was guys that played for teams that were rivals to Nebraska. So like guys that went to Oklahoma, Colorado. You tend to scour upon those a little bit, but that was kind of it for me.
I think you mentioned Steve is a Cubs fan, and if I remember right, is Drew maybe a Royals fan?
I think he's an A's fan. I think he was an A's because he has 5,000 Ricky Henderson rookies that he'd opened in his lifetime.
Good call. He'll be proud of you for understanding that or recalling that. Because now that you say that, BK, I do remember he did a video on that. Yeah. Drew kind of walks to the beat of his own drum, so I could see that he would be over with it. It's like
the guy, he's still eating that gum. He wears the "Don't Eat the Gum" shirts, but he still eats it from the packs. And he even ate one in his last video that had mold on it. So his days might be numbered. So get all your comments in on his videos, Rob. He keeps eating that gum. He's lowering his life expectancy pretty fast.
So I assume you grew up playing sports as well, BK. Well,
yeah. I mean, every small town kid in America played tons of sports because that's all you had to do, and played baseball, football, basketball. But we didn't have no hockey and then no soccer, so it was just mainly those three, track and field, and then whatever random game you can make up in your backyard. That was that was fun. That was the main thing, and gravitated towards basketball because I kept getting taller and I wasn't getting any wider, so I just kept getting taller. And
So you played competitive or rec league in basketball, football, and did you wrestle?
The wrestling coach was always lurking outside the doors, like trying to recruit. Hey, you know what? You should try wrestling. You should try to get it. If you like basketball, you should still try wrestling because it'll help with your agility and your quickness. And I was like, I walked by the wrestling room once and saw the dudes in the singlets, and I said, yeah, you know what? I think I'll just work on maybe my agility in another way. But I would have been tied up like a noodle anyways. I was tall and skinny.
Yeah, you would have definitely been in probably heavyweight division though, wouldn't you? Because those guys are wrestlers. They're cutting weight just to get as tiny as possible. Because wrestling is huge in Nebraska, isn't it, BK?
It is. And we had some good wrestlers come out of my hometown and that went to wrestle for Nebraska and state champion wrestlers and stuff like that. So it was pretty big back then. And some of my buddies we always loved to go watch and cheer them on. But I was one of the two or three that I actually, it's funny going off on these story tangents, but
that's why
I remember when the first day of wrestling practice in junior high was when you would have started. And I was the only one that did out of my friends that didn't try out, And I remember walking across this football field in front of our school, like heading home, and I hear, hey, wait up. And I just faintly hear my buddy, wait up. And it was my friend, Brian, and he was running. I said, man, I thought you were wrestling. He goes, I went in there and they all had these fancy shoes on. And I just looked around and I said, you know what, I'll be back. And he just left. So he just quit before he started. So that was, he played basketball too.
It never occurred to me the shoe aspect of wrestling, I suppose. You got to
have those right sneakers,
Sneakers. That's awesome. So then you go to what high school?
Went to Kimball High School in western Nebraska, a very small town. And I played basketball in high school, played a couple of years of football. I didn't play my first few years in high school because I was just too skinny. And I tried it out. I actually only played 1 year in football in high school, but I was just too focused on basketball. I did do track in high school as well, but really just buckled down and really started working on hoops because I loved it. And then went on to play in collegiately for Bowling Green, and that's why I'm here doing the MAC Waxx Stacks, I guess. There's a quick route to it.
Here you are. We'll talk about, okay, so you're in high school. Now, was it sophomore through senior at your high school, or was it 9 through 12? Or
It was 9 through 12, yeah.
so
small school. Yes.
Were you on varsity right away then, BK? Or
I was, yeah. I was there were two, I still remember there were 2 jerseys left of the varsity jersey. Now these jerseys, Rob, if you didn't make varsity, you had to wear the varsity jerseys from 20 years ago, and they weren't Fab Five style uniforms, if you know what I'm saying. Short shorts and tight unis, and even my varsity ones my freshman year. But yeah, I made varsity my freshman year, and started about halfway through or so, and just loved it. I was 6'5", about a buck 70 as a freshman. Huge feet. Wow. I had like size 18 shoes as a freshman, and it was I was psyched to see. Believe me.
You were raw.
Yeah, it was raw. All right.
Okay, so this is 90. Wait, you graduated in 97, so we're talking like 94 through 96.
Yeah.
Like okay, 90. So you're wearing the short shorts. Is that a product you said of the? Because the Fab Five Michigan. That's when I first saw the long shorts.
Yeah, so that would have happened about right then. And then I remember that actually the next year, my sophomore year, we begged and pleaded our coach, like, can we just get some? And we didn't get, and they weren't long like Michigan style, but they were longer, like they were still above the knee and actually but they weren't up, right below your junk. It's a family podcast here, or a family show here, but those first ones, they were bad, Rob. They were bad. I'll have to show some pictures. We can censor them out. But.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that to win big ball games, you play good defense and you rebound well, and we've been doing that at the end of the season. We've really played a smothering type of defense at the end of the season. I hope it can continue down there. And besides, the experience we picked up from last year is bound to help us down there.
For some players, the state tournament is their last hurrah, while others are headed to bigger programs.
I'll probably go to a year of prep school somewhere on the East Coast, and to get more experience playing like a small forward. And I'll be playing against Division I players all the time, about 30 games or so. They have prep school leagues and stuff down there. So just to get my experience, for working on the perimeter.
So was Bill Wallace a player's coach, or was he a
Coach man, doing some research around Coach Wallace? He was a good coach. He successful, went to state championship with another school, state tournaments. He was just a good small town coach. I still talk with him. He's still alive. He we ran his Ram defense. It was the 2-3 zone, and I was in the middle of that zone blocking shots, and all my guards were out there just trying to steal the ball. We were run up and down, and it was fun, man. I love playing with those guys. We were always a really competitive class, like my class, and we had a lot of fun just in all sports. We had a lot of guys who were really good athletes, and it was Coach Wallace was good though. He's a good dude, and I still talk with him.
Well, I did actually it was my crack research staff that did some research here, aka Wikipedia. I think you froze up a little, BK. You're still with us? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, we might have to take a little pause for the cause here, and hopefully we'll get BK back. BK.
Yes.
Okay, so we're back from our little technical glitch. I was saying, so BK, I knew you'd be way too modest. So again, my crack research staff did a little digging, and BK set school records for points. This is at Kimball High School. 1,254 was your school record in points. School record in rebounds, 748. And block shots, 461. You filled up those stats, my big man. BK played in a pair of all-star games following his final season. So with that, I'm sure you were recruited a little bit to play in the next level, weren't you?
I was a little bit. Yeah. It was a fun time being and that's what I was trying to do. Just a goal of playing college basketball. That's all I wanted to do for the moment. I was about 13 or so. So all that hard work kind of paid off, and had the fun of hearing from coaches and getting phone calls once the recruiting period started. And so it was a fun process.
So before BGSU, BK, you played for New Hampton.
Yeah, I went to a prep school. So
Okay.
I actually committed to Indiana University, and so I grew up in small town Western Nebraska. So they wanted me to go to a prep school first. Coach Knight had sent some of his other players there. His son Pat actually went there. Pat Knight. Steve Hart was a guy who they recruited and went there. A couple guys after me that went. Tom Coverdale played at Indiana after me. A couple other guys. And so you go out to prep school and you're basically playing at that point in New England. That's where the main prep schools were. So you're playing against. We had 7 Division I guys on my team, and then the guys you played against some of these teams had 12 guys that were going to high major schools. And so they sent me out there, and they had that was kind of the agreement. I was going to go there and verbally commit to Indiana, and then just didn't work out when I got out there. Everything was fine, but they had different assistant coaches, and they actually they didn't really like me. Mike Davis was one of the guys who ended up being the coach there for a while, and he came out and watched me, and I played really bad. I'm not gonna lie, I had a bad game, so ended up going to Bowling Green, getting recruited by the coach who actually recruited me at Indiana, Dan Dockage, and he got the head coaching job when I was at prep school, and then played for Coach Dockage at BG. So it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I've heard of him. So Mike Davis ended up replacing Bobby Knight, didn't he? Okay.
He did, yeah. After all that stuff went down,
if you guys didn't have that good vibe together, it's just as well that.
It's a weird. And it worked out for the better for me. I think I could have played there? Yes, but I was a role player guy, so I would have really had to work my way in to get some playing time there, obviously in Indiana, but I felt like I was a good guy for that system. But and it was as a kid, it was a tough pill to swallow, because everybody, this guy, he's going to Indiana, and it was kind of an embarrassing point for me, but it worked out for the better going to BG. So
I don't know if you would have looked good in the candy striped warm up.
I don't know. Yeah, think about that. It probably would have made me look extra. My feet would have looked extra big in that. So,
so Bowling Green is in northwestern Ohio, of Toledo, right? South of Toledo.
South of Toledo. Yep.
Population 30,028. So it's not huge, but it's a good size.
It's a good college town. So that's the population of the town, and the plus the college. So you're talking about 60, 70,000 people or whatever. And it's just more my speed, coming from small town Nebraska. So Bowling Green is funny. I had the worst visit when I came to BG, because I came on a Sunday. I really hurt my leg that I played on a Saturday. And then I came to BG, and they got their butts kicked by Ball State the night before. And if anybody knows anything about Dan Dockage, he was basically just as crazy as Coach Knight was. And he was chewing the guys out. And they got this guy, Bonzi Wells, who I probably talked about on the channel. He was the MAC Player of the Year that year. Mm-hmm. He scored like 40 on them at home. They got smoked. And all the guys were not very interested in me coming in on my visit. They're like, I don't care about this guy. I'm just trying to survive. And so I it was funny. It was a weird visit. Still don't know why I came here. But I just had a feeling that it was going to be a good fit, and it was very competitive, and I liked that. And that was it. I came to BG.
So you have, you're coming from high school. and you're playing Division I college. So, BK, what do you think? Aside from the crowd, because you go from your high school gym to playing in front of what 8,000-10,000, or I don't know what the crowds would have been.
So MAC school, our gym was called Anderson Arena, and it's an old school gym, and it was like 5,000, 5,500, and then some of the MAC schools had bigger gyms in the 7,000-8,000 range, and our place was packed. It was awesome. We had the biggest student section. There's a picture that I'll have to show you where I'm standing there in front of the crowd, and all the students are just lined up on the one side of the bleachers, standing and yelling, and I'm getting the chills thinking about it. It was great. I love playing there. It was
relished it.
Yeah, relished it. Loved the place.
Nervous, you relished it.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. A great group of guys, and the staff, and I just loved everything about the place. That's why I'm back.
Sure. Is that what you miss most, BK? Is the camaraderie with the fellas? And
yeah, definitely. I mean, you hear, and when I hear interviews of guys who are not playing any longer, and even guys that are still playing, I say, man, I keep thinking, like, just keep enjoying this, because it's like a delayed adulthood when you play sports, because you're still, and it's even more so now because the kids are so much more spoiled, but you're just in the locker room with your friends, and you're ribbing on each other, and jokes, inside jokes, and you have everybody's the commonality of all watching the same movies, and it's just a big group of fun. And I still talk with most of those guys today, and have a lot of fun laughing about the glory days. So yeah, it's a great experience. I loved it.
You actually, again, I did a little research because you're modest. Your junior year, you captured the Earl Rupright Team Spirit Award. So definitely a team player, and I can see that still carries through on your YouTube channel.
What's funny about that award? One of my friends, we laugh about it because when I first came in, that award was called the Earl Rupright Most Improved Player Award. And as it happens in college, you'll have a donor or somebody donate something, and they'll have to name something after him, right? And then coaching staffs will change, ADs, athletic department change, and all this thing keeps getting handed off to somebody, and people don't know what it's for. So they're like, oh, we got this Earl Rupright. Let's just give him the team award. And so it might be the Earl Rupright Most Valuable Player Award, but by now, who knows if it's even around. But
well, no, it's awesome. That just shows that you were a team player, and you probably boosted everyone up. Here's what I thought was amazing, BK. You played your junior year. You played 11 minutes against Michigan. Yes, that Michigan.
Yeah.
This was in 2000, 2001. The stat line: 3 rebounds, not too shabby in 11 minutes. Was that maybe your highest profile competition you played? Was Michigan?
Well, so that junior year we played Michigan at their place. We didn't play particularly well. We played Michigan State at the Palace, Auburn Hills. They were number 1 in the country at that time, and they had Jason Richardson, Zach Randolph, Charlie Bell. They had Hudson was really good. They were a good team, and at halftime we were down by 4, and we all went to the locker room like, we're going to win this game. Like we had no doubt. But as you do, if you notice, if you watch college basketball, if there's a team that has a chance to upset a team, halftime is like the upset killer, because the other team's getting chewed out by Coach Izzo and everything like that. And so yeah, that was a good. My senior year we beat Michigan at home. We beat them. That was the best team that I played on. We had 4 seniors that started, and Keith McLeod, who I've talked about on the channel, he was MAC Player of the Year, and it was just Lenny Matella and Brandon Parr. All those guys were just we had a great. It was a great team. It was fun.
It's just amazing for someone that never played. I went to a smaller college, University of Minnesota, a branch of it, and I played soccer. We had a club. We had a club because they didn't have a varsity. But yeah, to actually play, not only Division 3 to play Division 1. That's amazing, and the memories you have is something that you just got for the rest of your life. Do you still stay in contact with any of your former teammates?
Yeah, most all of them. I still reach out to everybody, see how everybody's doing, and have a few get-togethers here every once in a while. University will do some stuff, but I don't know. Just those relationships are something that you will never forget, and it's fun seeing everybody. Now we're getting so old that our guys' kids are playing, and like one of my teammates from that team I was talking about, his son is actually coming to play at BG next year, and it's going to be really fun. All of us will be back watching him, and it's great, Rob. I tell you, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, I love the fact that you have that background, and I could talk. I could just talk hours, but unfortunately, BK does have a hard out, so I don't want you to miss the opportunity. Did you bring anything to show
Man,
viewers?
well, you know what? Speaking of now,
Can I first say timeout? I love that display behind you. That's awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is the it's called the card wall because it's literally this whole wall. It's these rows of cards, and it's like kind of a track, and I just kind of put my favorite cards in there. Not the most, everything's raw, ungraded. I know people love the graded stuff, but I like to just
nice though.
Move around. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hopefully I'll put some sets in there and just see how it looks all together. But I need to fill some gaps up there.
Oh yeah. Thanks, BK. I just wanted to acknowledge that before you showed what you have. So okay.
Yeah. Well, this is coming from you. So talking about the Bowling Green stuff. Now I collect cards and everything, but I also collect BGSU basketball media guides. That was a thing that they came out every year. They had all the nice pictures, and I like the old programs. Now I got this program. Let me see if I can show it here. This is from the 1980 NIT, where Bowling Green played your Minnesota squad.
Wow. So that was Dutcher, I think.
Yeah, the coach, and you remember some of the players on that team?
Brewer in? Was that Brewer time?
Oh, there's a guy that played for the Celtics who had a decent career.
Oh, a guy named Kevin Mack.
Yeah, Kevin Mack. I think he had a
one of the Inner Circle Hall of Famers. That's all. Yeah.
So Kevin McHale, Randy Brewer,
of course.
Trent Tucker. Trent Tucker. Yeah, that was the other one. Trent Tucker.
Yeah.
Deadeye.
So that's
I like those kind of old things. What was the?
Yeah. Give a shout out to Stuke's baseball and curiosities.
He's a Minnesota guy too.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of those.
Okay, yes, dude. He pops by the channel every once in a while. So what's it, Minnesota? So we got Bowling Green Falcons versus what are they? The what's Minnesota's mascot?
The mighty Gophers.
Whoa! Wait a second. What did you say?
Oh, hey.
Well, somebody had to hit the word there.
Eugene. Yeah. Well, tell us about your channel, or do you have other stuff to show? If that's okay, if you don't, because we're kind of running short.
Yeah, I've got some stuff, but
I don't want you to
show it on the channel.
Tell everyone about your channel, kind of what you do, and
I like that. I love just showing off. It's kind of my spot to show off my collection and talk about if I have any stories or something. Like I said, I don't just collect the MAC stuff. I like to do that because I know the most about those guys, and I like to tell little things about guys from the MAC. But I also show, I've got one of the favorite things is the Mount Stashmore. I like to go through hunting for guys with just great stashes, and I've got a couple of fun projects that I have planned to do with that. I like to have fun on the channel. Just think of different games.
What? Buzzer beater by BK. Come and knock on my door. All right.
Wow.
Buzzer beater.
Unbelievable. It's the most clutch moment I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, we're going to have to do this again because there's so much more to touch on. I had this here. I got a couple lightning questions first.
Okay, yeah, I've got a few more minutes. Yeah.
Okay, a few more minutes. Favorite television show, since we're talking TV.
Currently or of all time?
Whatever pops. This is a lightning round. Whatever pops into your mind.
Oh,
just go
so
quick.
much. I really like the show Succession that ended a little while ago on HBO.
Okay,
That was a
I'll
great
check
show.
that one out. Favorite movie, all time or whatever.
That's easy. Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo. Speaking of Bloodsport, speaking of, we're both kind of involved in some little wrestling.
Little blaster battle royals that we've done with Dre Diaz and as my partner and Hugo. Signs of the Pastime as your partner. That was fun doing
Mega
the
Collectors.
Mega Collectors. Yeah, a bunch of jabronis.
And you are the Card Foundation.
The Card Foundation. Yeah. That's a fun little thing. We got to get another battle going on real soon for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, one other thing before we go, still lighting. Tim and Gene. What does that mean to you?
Oh, it's a Ma and Pa. That's the Ma and Pa. Yeah. They're great. The funny thing is, they don't watch the channel.
Okay.
That's I want how many people's parents watch the channel. They've heard enough of my rambling. I think they're like, yeah. Well, what are you doing with? But my dad was the guy who got me into cards. He got me, got me those packs, and then every Christmas he'd get me like one for like 3 or 4 Christmases. Got me one banger of a card, like a rookie card or something.
Oh,
okay. Would make my day. So yeah, they're the best.
Okay, full disclosure, I was trying to create a Barbara Walters moment and make BK cry. I don't know if I had success, but at least we did. So anyway, where can people find you?
Well, right as it says on the screen, at MAC Waxx Stacks on YouTube. I don't really. I have an Instagram for the channel and a Twitter account for the channel. I don't really use them that very much. I'll be honest. Just talk with me on there. Just find me on there. Comment on the videos like Rob does. The best commenter in YouTube right here. Funny. Okay. He brings back all the things that you talk about. He'll find some jokes, something relatable. The best commenter on YouTube, hence his name, the Commenting Collector. It's been a pleasure starting to get to know you, man.
I'll send the check in the mail along with Three's Company.
Yeah, what did we agree on? 200 for that?
Oh,
is it still on? It's recording.
And I got the Mean Gene coming to me.
It's a little surprise pack, and I can't wait to send it to you.
Wow. Well, after all, I did finish second in your NCAA bracket challenge. So.
Yeah, you were right there.
I was right there. All right. Hey, BK, thanks for your time. I'm going to do a little closing remarks, but I appreciate it. This was real fun. And hopefully the viewers got a chance to see a little more and learn a little more about the man behind those hands, those hand models, which you have actually showed yourself a little bit on more. And I think that your sports desk is just off the charts. It's great. So
yeah, come check out. Watch the card desk. I try to do some. It's tough to come up with these writers room over here is a tough group. They have a tough time coming up with material. So,
all right, man, appreciate
it. All right,
it.
Well, thank you.
Closing response. Stick around. Thanks, BK. Since your channel is the original home of the giant card, it's only appropriate that you genuinely have a big heart. And I'm glad the audience was able to get both literally and figuratively a nice look and feel for the grown man that still appreciates the fun and lighter side of the hobby. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next week, for BK, I'm the Commenting Collector saying, good collecting.
Come and knock on our door. Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you. Where the kisses are hers and his, Three's Company too. Come Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
We've a lovable space that needs your face. Three's company too. You'll see that life is a frolic and laughter is calling for you. Down at our rendezvous.
Down at our rendezvous.
Three's company too.
For centuries, the Society of the Black Dragon has sanctioned an ancient rite of combat, known as the Kumite. Open only to the world's most lethal warriors. It has never been won by a Westerner.
You are not Japanese. I can do it.
Now, for the first time, the true story of America's super agent Frank Dukes can be revealed.
Uncle Sam can't afford to let you get hurt. I'm going to Hong Kong. Frank is going to fight in the Kumite, and we're here to stop him.
An awesome human weapon.
It hurts me just looking at it.
Who infiltrates the Chinese underworld.
I did not come this far to stop now.
To enter a forbidden competition.
Couldn't you just get me in with strict rules, no press? You telling me you never break rules?
Where every fighting style, every worthy opponent, every deadly technique, clash in savage combat.
Time to separate the men from the boys.
And only one will triumph. Now I can rank you. International martial arts sensation Jean-Claude Van Damme. And Bloodsport. The true story of the ultimate champion.